Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. The video sounds a little bit different than normal because when I recorded this footage, I played it back and there wasn't any sound. There wasn't any sound of my voice. So I'm doing a voiceover for this video because the footage was nice, it was decent. So what I'm doing is I'm just talking over this footage and going through the collection. This is going to be my video of my Tyranid collection, a full showcase. It doesn't include the Genestealer cults. That will be a separate video, probably in a week or maybe in a couple of weeks. But I just thought it was time to make this kind of video showcasing the entire army. I'll put a few boxes at the background there. I wanted to show you this army when I had completely finished building it, but then obviously other things came out and other releases like Imperial Knights, and I moved on to some Death Guard. But I got into the Tyranid phase, the Nidvember, sort of October, November time last year. But as you can see, that's the whole force there, minus the Genestealers, minus the Genestealer cults. I think this collection I worked out to be probably about £800 or so, £700, £800. So it's a fair amount of money. You've got the Dimachieron at the back. It's got a lot of big creatures. I like the bigger Tyranid creatures. It hasn't got many swarms. It's just got a load of Genestealers at the front and some gargoyles, and that's pretty much the smallest creatures I've got. Haven't got any Termagants and Hormagaunts. Haven't got a Tervigon or anything like that. So what I'll do is I'll just zoom in, move over to the left and go through all of the units. So right there I've got the Tyranid Harpy. Excellent looking model. It's a shame it's kind of only in one pose, but and it is expensive. I think it's like £45 or so. It's an expensive model, but it's big. And it's pretty decent on the battlefield. Definitely one of their best units flying wise. I can see why people take two or three of them. Moving over to the right, you've got a Tyranofex there, big Tyranid creature. Really impressed with the Tyranofex model. One of the bigger units in the force. And then to the right of that, you've also got a Dimachieron. Absolutely love this model. Got it from Forge World. I think it's about £95 or so just under the £100. But fascinating model, lots of detail. I'm not a huge fan of the chest cavity way, but there we go. And right here, I've got 3 Carnifexes. I would like more, definitely like about 7 or 8 of them. But you've got Old One Eye, I think, over to the right. You've got a Screamer Killer in the middle, and then you've just got a normal kind of Carnifex. And then right there, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Tyranid warriors, and you've got a Toxicrene. You can also make it into a Maleceptor. Fantastic model. Obviously an absolute pain to transport because of all the tentacles and things on it, but really like that model. Right here you have an Exocrine, or an Exocrine, however you want to pronounce it. I call it an Exocrine. Got that big old bioplasma cannon. It's not a long range. The Tyranofex is probably better for the range, and probably more survivable. The fact that it can move and shoot as well. To the right, that is a Tyrannocyte. So it's basically a Tyranid drop pod. You can put like any monstrous creature in there. I don't think you put the Dimachieron in there, but you can definitely put the Carnifexes in and the Tyranofexes, so that's pretty decent. You can also put a Swarm Lord in, which is a lot of people's choice to get that guy into combat as quick as possible. Then you have a Trigon. You can also turn this model into a Morlock. Absolutely incredible model. One of my favourites in the Tyranid range, and so pleased when they made this model years ago. It was originally a Forge World model actually, until Games Workshop took it and turned it into plastic. You've got a Malaceptor, you've got a Malanthrope over there. You know, it's another forge-world model. You can just about see it. I do have a review for it. And then right there, you've got some Zoanthropes. Very decent models. I really like those. And then on the right-hand side, you've got a winged Hive Tyrant. Probably going to move the camera over there in a moment. There it is. Just stunning creature. It might not be the best, and probably Swarmlord is probably the best thing to turn it into, but I just like the look of a big winged, like monstrous creature kind of thing. So flying across the battlefield. So that is the flying winged Hive Tyrant. And then for swarm wise, I really don't have that many small models. I'll just move over to the Gene Stealers there. Look, I think there's about maybe 18 Gene Stealers or so, and they're just collections from, you know, other box games, and from, I think Gene Stealer Cults had them in. I think I had a couple of the Gene Stealers from other models. I'd like to get more, like double Gene Stealers. I really like Gene Stealers, and I love the Brood Lords at the back. Speaking of which, there's three. There's one from the Gene Stealer box set, and also just two normal ones. I think one comes in that Start Collecting Tyranids set that you can see at the back. You've also got a Lictor in there. I don't know if you saw that. I'll probably zoom in at that at some point, but yeah, you can see just how big the Harpy is, and the Tyrannosaur and the Dimacheiron. Some big monstrous creatures in there. I'd love to get more. I'd love to get more of the Forge World ones, like the Tyranid Biotitan. I really would like to expand the force, but I think I've got enough there to, you know, paint and spend a long time painting. You know, and obviously, as always, I'll always show you the progress of them as time goes by. Here's just a close-up of one of the Tyranids that I've painted. It's kind of like an icy blue with black claws with red. It kind of looks like he's gone on a killing spree already, but I do like the warmth of the red on there, the coolness of the purple and the blue, and the you know, dark black claws. I do like the dark black claws. So that's kind of the colour scheme I'm going for the Gene Stealers, well, for the whole Tyranid force, with grey bases and snowy, so they're going to be on like snowy worlds. But that's more of a project later on in the year. You know, when the weather gets colder, sort of November, December time again, and winter rolls around, I'm going to be painting these guys up. And that's it for my Tyranid showcase. It's a sizable force. I wasn't even going to collect Tyranids, but you know, the Tyranid Codex came out, and I was extremely intrigued by the force. One of the armies that I would never normally collect, but thanks to the Codex, I finally managed to get an army of them and collect them. Again, as always, put it in the comments below what other creatures and what other units you think I should add to this force. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you're a Tyranid player, you're a Tyranid collector, please put down you know, your favourite models in the army. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. For the Norn Queen.